I'm sleeping in bed right now.
And what am I supposed to do with this information?
I wanted to say hi. What time it is in France?
It's 11 p.m.
How do you say that in French?
23 heures.
Because we don't sleep like...
you know, like, today there's the show, right? And like, right now.
Wait, no. What did you say? I can't understand.
There's the show you're always missing every Tuesday and Thursday. You managed to miss your own show.
Well, if you hear that, that means he's awake.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weirdest talk show in the universe. I think you guys are going to like the topic today. I have a feeling this is going to be a spicy one. Like, no jokes. This is going to be pretty nuts. So I hope you guys are ready. Before I tell you guys the topic, let me introduce my special guest, and then we will tell you a little bit about the show, just to clue you in if this is your first time watching. So our special guest debater today is going to be Gavot. Gavot, can you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everyone.
All right. And you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Basically when Dad streams, I help him out with the events and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so guys, if this is your first time tuning into the Debate Show podcast, let me do a quick explanation for you. Pretty much the show is where we pick a serious or joking debate topic, something that people would never really argue about, and then we basically debate it. Like, pretty much that's it. We take a topic, we debate it, and we argue, and we try and determine whose side, who is the best argument and position. And then after we're done arguing about it, in sort of a fun way, we let you guys go ahead and vote on who you thought defended their position the best or who had the best arguments. And then after you guys vote, we pretty much decide who the winner is. You guys do, at least. All right, that pretty much explains it. We've done some serious or some funny topics in the past, like things that aren't really that super serious or anything like that. And that's pretty much how the show kind of goes. We don't take it too seriously. It is, for fun, but at the same time, we've done things like, what have we done in the past? We've done like,
We've done nuclear hurricanes, no one can choose their job, no refunds warranties allowed, washing machines and internet.
Okay, slow down. One of the topic we did last week was showers in the morning versus showers at night. And let me tell you, that was an interesting topic. That was probably one of the most interesting debates I think we have done. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, so we're gonna do essentially that. So I hope you guys are ready. This is gonna get pretty darn memey, I have a feeling. Anyway, are you ready to go, Gavot?
Yes, I am.
All right, then here we go. Okay, so remember, guys, this is meant to be just a fun debate, not meant to be super serious. Anything we say from this point on is not necessarily our actual position. Just something to keep in mind is we're just having a fun debate show. We don't actually necessarily hold these positions. Anything we say from this point on. Okay. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let us begin. All right. So the topic for today's show, I think you guys are going to find pretty darn interesting. This is going to be pretty spicy. So don't say I didn't warn you. All right. We are debating what all school policy should be from now on. Should it be everyone has to wear a uniform, like uniforms all day, every day, that's what you gotta wear, versus no dress code at all? Essentially, students can wear whatever they want. No rules on the uniform. So we are going full full uniform in school versus no dress code at all. Rat, you'll be okay. All right. So it's going to be pretty darn beefy. So keep in mind there is no middle ground here. Okay, the middle ground would be like just a standard dress code, but no uniform. But we're not doing that. We are doing full on uniform, i.e. you want to show up to school in a Darth Vader outfit, you can do that, right? Versus the countervailing argument, which is you have to wear a uniform. So this is going to get pretty spicy. I think this is going to be one of our more interesting debates. Okay, Gavot, we're randomly going to pick who is in favor and who is opposed. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Now, this is going to get pretty memey, I have a feeling. So here we go. Let's go ahead and I'm going to have Siri flip a coin. So let's do it like this. Heads, you're in favor of the dress code. Tails, I'm in favor of the dress code. Okay.
All right.
And we'll say, let me clarify. Heads, you're in favor of school uniforms. Tails, I am. And if it lands on heads, you're in favor of uniforms, and I would be in favor of no dress code at all. If it lands on tails, I'm in favor of uniforms, and you're in favor of no dress code. Here we go. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's heads this time.
Oh, it's heads. So does that mean you're in favor of uniforms?
Yes.
Yes. So you're in favor of uniforms. I am in favor of no dress code whatsoever. Oof. I got a feeling this one's going to be difficult. All right. So that is essentially the terms. We're going to start this. So in the beginning, we pretty much open up with in the beginning, we open up with just the general position of,
Can we just talk about something quickly?
What?
Skip, you just started the stream.
Huh?
Oh no.
Wait, what?
Geppy just started his stream apparently.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so here we go. So, we're going to open up the debate show so let's just go ahead. All right. So we each get a couple minutes to just kind of start going. So here we go. I'll give my opening arguments first, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, dress codes, uniforms. These are the things that make society awful. Okay. Think about all of the freedom you are crushing when you force students to wear something that is ordained by some administrator somewhere as appropriate school attire. I say phooey on that. And I will say it again, phooey. We should not have any dress code whatsoever. Students should be free to wear whatever they want. Uniforms? Uniform? Uniform? We shouldn't have any uniforms. We shouldn't have any dress code. I am for complete freedom as far as what students wear or not. And I think that is the only correct position to have. All right, your turn, Gavot.
All right. I believe that every school should have a uniform system because then everyone has the same clothes, but they have different types of clothes, so they have the freedom of choosing what their style is like. Even though they're not wearing their own personal clothes, they don't have that freedom. I think it just makes the school look more professional, and there's more order in the school.
Okay. I see what you're saying. All right. Well, there we go, guys. Let's go ahead and start the middle part of the debate where we get super, super serious and we have our main discussion. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. Well, I just want to say that you are promoting tyranny, okay? Uniforms are restricting. They restrict the creative process. They restrict freedom of thought and thinking. Do you think all of the great people in the world throughout history wore uniforms? No. Uniforms are a modern convention. Did Galileo wear a uniform? No. Did Albert Einstein wear a uniform? Probably not. Okay? You're not helping anybody by having them wear uniforms. Like, what's the point of that? There is no point. Okay? You're not making anybody safe or anything like that. I say no uniforms, no dress code, whatever. Let people wear to school what is comfortable for them. Okay? If someone wants to show up in pajamas, why shouldn't they be allowed to show up in pajamas? If that helps them learn, if that puts them in a comfortable state of mind, then don't you think that's for the best? Don't you think that's going to help people?
Yes, but also no, because if you have a uniform, then you among any of the students, if one of them's if their family is somewhat poor, then it creates an equal feeling to one another.
An equal feeling? What do you mean? If somebody is poor and struggling to afford nice clothes, don't you think they're going to struggle to be able to pay for and afford a uniform?
That's also a reason, but among the students, if they dress the same, then there's not much dissatisfaction among each other. So they all have the same feeling, so they can't, again, if people have, unwashed clothes or dirty clothes from hand-me-downs, then, that's bullying if people, insult them because of their clothes.
Well, that's easy to fix. Just put a washing machine, or put a laundry machine in the school so that people can do their laundry before or after school. You solve that problem. I don't see why you have to restrict people's choices just because a couple people are in a more, a less savory economic position. Are you going to prevent people from buying lunches because not everybody can afford to buy lunches? How is that fair? You're going to force everybody to bring their food from home or something like that? You're always going to have people in worse economic straits and people in better economic straits. Now you're just trying to force people to wear something that is going to restrict their creativity and their freedom. Let people wear what they want. Let people show off their own personality with their clothing. Why should everybody be required to wear exactly the same thing to school? That's not going to put people in a good mindset to learn if you wake up and I'm going to look exactly the same as everybody else.
That creates one order within the school, since no one will disrespect your clothing, right? And everyone, in the classrooms, it might be more disciplined if there's someone that does not like your apparel normally, casually. And I'm pretty certain that wearing uniform will help the environment of the general school.
So you would rather have everybody wear the same thing because people might make fun of somebody, rather than to teach people, hey, don't get bothered if somebody makes fun of your clothing. It's not that important anyway. Instead, you'd rather have people get worried and really bothered by somebody if they're upset with your clothing choices. That's what you'd rather have.
Yes, because...
Yes?
There's basically...
Okay, take your time.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're doing good.
In a sense, with the people with their freedom, right? If you have a uniform, you feel equal to everyone. It ensures that you are one of them. No one can assume that you are poor in a sense or rich. No one can disrespect you because you're all wearing the same thing.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Where people who are wearing uniforms, nobody's going to feel, out of place. I can't afford Supreme. But I'm saying that's the wrong way to go about it. Yeah, not everybody's going to be able to afford or wear the nicest or the most expensive clothing. So why don't we instead teach people not to worry about whether they're wearing the most expensive or the most lavish clothing. Okay, why don't we just teach people to appreciate, who they are? And that's why my approach of letting people wear whatever they want does that. It puts people in a mindset to not really worry about the fact that they're not wearing the most decadent or lavish of designs or attire. Okay, it puts people in a mindset of, hey, I'm just going to worry about me. Maybe I can't afford the most expensive or nice clothing, but it shouldn't matter, right? It shouldn't matter what people are wearing, and people should just learn that. They should learn not to care if people are bothered by their attire.
But with freedom of clothing, then everyone has their different clothes, and that can affect one another, because there are different people with different personalities, which means there are more sensitive people to what they're wearing or what they own. So I think restricting that will help them with their anxiety.
Okay, so why can't those people just wear a uniform if they want to? Okay, why do you want to force it upon everybody else to wear one?
If everyone has that freedom, then it's fine. But then again, someone else is wearing their own clothes and there's other people with uniforms. I don't believe that sense of equality between people. And if that can also determine who has the good clothes and who has the bad clothes, right? Because they have, in a sense, their freedom, and other people just want to wear uniforms since they don't have the best ordinary clothes that they have. So, in that sense, just.
I see what you're saying. I just don't really see that as something that we should be focusing on. We shouldn't be telling people to worry about what other people are going to think about them.
Yeah, but also people, with the freedom, people can wear a lot of, crazy stuff, as you said at the start. People can wear, a Darth Vader costume.
Okay.
Which does not, it doesn't give people the sense of learning in a,
Darth Vader's pretty awesome, though, right?
Yeah, but in, a school environment, people you would be very noticeable, but also people would not know who you are, such as teachers. If someone came up to class with a Darth Vader costume, I don't think the teachers would be pleased, because it's not a normal attire.
Okay, but people are still gonna have to carry around school IDs, right?
Yes, but
and if a teacher doesn't know who somebody is, they can just be like, hey, take off your mask or whatever if they're wearing one.
That's also true, but I think it gives more of an identity to yourself than wearing a full-on costume, so that most people, even if you're friends or teachers or anyone, mentors that you have, I think it'd be easier for them to identify you as a person.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Your situation where everybody's wearing the same uniform just promotes sameness, right? You're just trying to say, hey, we're all the same. You're trying to ignore the differences that make people unique, right? If you're doing that, then people aren't going to be able to dye their hair. They're not going to be able to wear clothing that's individual to them. Everybody's going to have to wear the exact same thing, and it's going to look like a school full of cookie cutter people. Even though people are different on the inside, everybody's going to look the same on the outside, and it's almost like your policy is just trying to crush the individuality of people.
Yeah, even everyone, of course, has a different personality, and what they want to wear is different. But the thing about uniforms is that you have your own comfort zone, so you don't have to worry about what you have to wear in the morning, say. So you don't have to plan that out. You have it right there of what you need to wear. And I'm pretty sure some people have, not some people, but some schools have some days that you can wear your normal clothes, of course, to a certain extent, so people don't wear Darth Vader costumes or wear anything very revealing, so everyone feels comfortable in their own way, but they'd have that sense of dress code.
Well, you brought up the fact that people wouldn't have to worry about, what they're wearing the next day. I say that's not a positive, that's a negative. You're taking away the fun of people picking their own outfit, right? Isn't that something exciting for people to wake up in the morning? Oh, I wonder what I'm going to wear today. Like, basically, you're driving people to want to get up and look through their clothing and see, like, oh, what am I going to pick? Versus you instead, oh, yeah, the same thing I wore every day this school year. Like, oh, boring. Like, come on.
See, such as my school, and I'm sure that some other schools have this, they have different styles of uniforms, and they also have like hoodies that they sell inside the school. They can have their own sense of freedom, so they can mix and match all their clothes.
Ooh, congratulations. You get to wear other pieces of school-approved clothing. Yay. Whoopity-doo. I mean, that's not really that big of a benefit there. Like, oh, the school has official hoodies that go with the uniform you're wearing. You can wear too.
See, the thing with that, though, you have more of, like, how do I say this? You have more of a choice to choose from. So if you want to wear, like, a sweater or a hoodie or just a long sleeve shirt.
More of a choice than being able to wear whatever you want?
See, whatever, like, if you wear whatever you want, if the school wants to be, if they want to look like they're a very good school, a organized school, a responsible school, they would suggest uniforms, because then other people, like, if there was no uniforms and there's no dress code at all, people could wear anything, and it would, in my opinion, it would lower the school's reputation.
Okay, but once people realized how creative and free-thinking the students were there because they weren't being locked into wearing uniforms every day, don't you think that's going to make that school seem like a good place to send students? Wow, all these students go on to have real creative and amazing jobs because their thinking wasn't locked down, right? I mean, really, what are people going to wear that's going to be so disruptive if they're allowed to wear whatever they want? I don't think it's going to be a problem at all.
See, with that, even if they have the freedom, I'm positive that other people, like not to be controversial, but some girls might wear revealing things.
Come on. You act like people are going to come to school in their underwear or something like that.
See, there are some situations where that happens, and it's not very good as like a reputation to the school, or some people that don't prefer that.
People would only wear things that they were comfortable wearing. Do you see people walking around in general society wearing crazy outfits like that? I mean, aside from a few loonies, you don't, okay? Because in general, people aren't going to wear things that they themselves aren't comfortable in wearing. And let's say somebody does show up in something kind of weird. That's just going to make the school day more interesting.
I believe that otherwise there should be, like, you should have a dress code, but, like, if you're not going to have a uniform, you should have a dress code that disallows people to have that inappropriate or crazy outfits so that school can still be orderly.
Okay, but wouldn't that make school more interesting and exciting, right? Wouldn't you be more excited to go to school if you knew that, wow, I wonder what crazy outfits people are going to be wearing today, versus always seeing like, oh, it's just people wearing the same uniforms. If everybody's wearing a different crazy outfit, right, or wearing whatever they want, you're going to be more hyped. School attendance will be up. Students will be more excited to go to school and learn. That just promotes learning and people, going to school. That seems like a good thing.
The thing with that, if people have their own crazy day and about the attendance, I don't think it drags all the attention to that person instead of what they're supposed to be doing at school, like learning. If they're in a classroom, then everyone's going to be looking at them instead of focusing on the lesson. It's just going to disrupt the teachers.
I don't think it'll be that disruptive because people are going to get used to it. Think about it. If people, see people showing up in stuff, they're going to be like, oh, eventually it's not going to be that big of a deal if someone shows up in something kind of kooky. But it's still going to make the school day more interesting than if everybody was wearing the same thing every day.
See, the reputation of the school would therefore go into a downfall because everyone's wearing wacky clothes. Like the environment of the school would just be as a joke because everyone's wearing their funky clothes, or like the tension of the school and the whole vibe to it would totally be changed of what they're supposed to be doing there.
Yeah, but now you're forcing people to have to make sure not only do they have to buy casual clothing, right, for when they go out and about, but now they have to pay for an extra budget of uniforms. You brought up poverty and people being in a worse monetary situation. Now you're basically forcing them to have 2 sets of clothing. How does that not hurt the impoverished even more versus someone can just have one type of clothing, that it's the clothing they can wear casually and the clothing they can wear to school? That seems like a better solution for the impoverished, wouldn't you say?
Well, basically with the, I guess, uniforms, with the poverty involved, I believe that it would keep the cost down than what you would have to wear different every single day. So you would have, 2 sets of casual clothing as soon as you get home, and then whenever in the morning that you can dress up in your uniform so that it can lower down whatever cost it needs.
Well, look, nobody has to wear different. It's not like someone has to have a bazillion different outfits. So the cost of not having uniforms or not having a dress code is not going to be that much higher than at all, because remember, people are still going to need as many outfits with the uniform, so it's not going to be cheaper. If you're not going to be able to wear the same clothing every single day because you're going to need to keep it clean, so people are going to be like, oh, I've got to have 5 different sets of uniforms at least, or something like that, right? It's going to be the same thing if people are free to wear whatever clothing. They have a bunch of different clothes. It's not going to be more expensive, and I'd say it's going to be cheaper, because otherwise people are going to be like, oh, I got to have my uniforms, and I got to have 5 sets of casual clothing too, or whatever, right? So you're putting people in a situation where they're spending more money because they got to spend money on uniforms, and you're choking their creative freedom. Have you addressed that, the fact that you're choking off people's creativity? How can you be creative in an environment where everybody's told to be the same?
Regarding to being the same, I think it just makes sure that students have their own self-confidence of who they are, even though they're not in their casual clothes where they can totally express who they are. I just believe so that it's more important for people to have uniforms, just because they have a better place to focus, and they can just save time with what they wear.
Can we get to the real heart of the issue here? I think you just want to torture students. I think you just want students to suffer and be miserable.
See, I don't want to make students miserable. In a sense, I believe that students can become more disciplined and orderly anywhere in the school, and it just reminds them who they are and how they're supposed to be.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but again, you are basically with you. Let's admit, if we could all pick what policy we would personally want to have, I feel like most of us would want to not be required to wear the same thing every day to school. I think people would want to be able to have a situation where they could, express their personality through their clothing, but instead you're like, nope, we're going to choke your creativity. You just, to me, it sounds like you're just trying to make people miserable.
See, the thing about that, if they're trying to express themselves with clothing, I don't think that's the right way in between students, just because I don't think that's a good personality. I think it's all about being on the inside, and honestly, with no uniforms, people people can express themselves, yes, but again, people that don't have a sense, like a lot of clothing that they have on them or anything clean or something that they need to go to school, that I think that the uniform helps.
The uniform helps make people miserable. I would much rather go to a school where I could go in a Darth Vader outfit. That would get me excited. Okay, in a time where we're struggling to get children into the classroom, I think anything that helps, right, like being able to wear whatever you want, is a good thing. And I think anything that, you know, prevents that or hurts, like, I don't know, being forced to wear a uniform, I think that's a bad thing. I think what you're proposing is something that is going to make people not want to go to school. I think that's the exact opposite of what we want in our society right now. I think we want people to go to school.
Again, with that, people are just gonna spread their attention to that one person instead of what they're supposed to be doing. And also with uniforms, uniforms prevent people to be like, oh, I want his clothes, I wish I had those, or oh, I want to look cool as that guy. Like,
okay, so you don't want to prepare people for the real world then. What happens when those people, having lived in that uniform environment, go out into the real world and they see someone walking around with really nice shoes? Instead of having that experience growing up where they saw those nice shoes and go, dang, man, I can't afford those right now, you know, and getting and learning how to deal with those feelings, now they're going to be like, oh man, those nice shoes, why does someone have nice shoes? Why isn't the world fair? You know, the world isn't fair. We should be teaching kids that early on.
see, I don't think it's the right way to be teaching kids about the topic of, like, it's not fair. I'm pretty sure by the time everyone has a uniform, in a way, like, these people know that other people have other things that they don't have, or possibly you have something that other people don't have. So it creates an environment where people get, like, they have jealousy about each other, and I think just uniforms prevent that.
So reality. In other words, you want to shield people from reality.
No, I don't believe that we're shielding their reality, because they have that sense that they, like, other people have what they like, and, like, what they don't have. At least people have something that they don't have, or you have something that other people have. Like, that's just the world. So I think,
yeah, that is just the world. That people have things that you don't have, and you gotta do it. Otherwise, if people don't learn how to deal with those feelings, then people turn into criminals, and they just go, you know what? That guy's got something I don't have. I want it. And they just take what they want. That's not the society we want to promote.
see, the thing with that, if you have that sense of envy in, like, within you, I guess that it's not a good thing to want something that other people have, and, like, that sense of stealing. So just in general, uniforms, like, I guess, hide that feeling of people having, like, that sense of not having something, or they do have that someone doesn't have.
So you hide that sense of feeling from them. In other words, you make it so they don't deal with those feelings, so they just bottle them up for later.
No, so I suggest that schools do that, just because then people can focus on their own like, importance with them.
Oh my goodness. So, look, you're literally basically telling people, hey, we don't want you to feel bad that someone has something that you don't. Therefore, no one's allowed to show that they have something that anyone else doesn't have, so that you can have a learning environment, but we're not going to expose you to these feelings that you could learn from. So you're promoting a non-learning learning environment.
If there was no dress code at all, then the learning environment would be, like, the vibe in general would not be proper.
Proper? It'd be exciting.
See, with that exciting environment, though, people would stare at the person that's wearing something like funny or in like something that's not in order. I believe
Get used to it. If someone wore a Darth Vader outfit every single day, eventually you'd stop looking at it, wouldn't you?
No, because they keep getting that same attention of, oh, this guy's always the guy that wears the Darth Vader costume. He's always like a funny guy. So
Okay.
It create a discussion amongst like people in the school or classroom. Like it turned the attention away from a lot of.
So you're saying certain clothing is distracting and inappropriate.
Yes, I am, just because the environment within the school would not be proper. Everyone would have, if they had different clothes, then you could see that this person has like more expensive clothes than me. This guy has a better brand of clothes.
Okay, but isn't that how the real world works?
Yes, but I don't believe that's the sense with clothes, because everyone has their own budget and everyone has their own benefits. But
Yeah, some people walk around wearing $300 shirts, and some people walk around wearing $1 shirts, or shirts that didn't cost them anything because they got them for free. That's reality, right? Like, that's just the reality. I don't walk around wearing, $500 shirts, but some people do. Should I just be mad at those people? Or, oh, those people have something I don't have? Or should I go, you know what? Hey, that's just the way the world works, and some people are going to walk around with, really expensive shirts. Just because I don't spend my money on clothing, right, and I spend it on other things, does that mean I should be jealous of the people who do spend it on clothing, right? Like, some people have really nice cars, right, where other people don't. Should we just be mad at those people? Or maybe schools should be a place where people learn how to deal with those feelings, where they see the person wearing the crazy expensive outfit and they go, hey, you know what, I'm going to be comfortable in what I'm wearing. Or, hey, I'm not going to be jealous of that person. I'm going to realize that just because I'm not wearing that outfit or a really expensive outfit, that doesn't diminish my worth as a person. I think these are important lessons that we should be teaching people. I think by putting people in an environment where they're exposed to those situations, you're helping teach people.
I see how that's like a good lesson, because that's reality once again, but I don't think it's a very good way of teaching people that, like, getting rid of that jealousy just because people have clothes. Like, the thing with clothes is that you can see whatever someone has, and I guess there's just a bunch of crazy things that people could wear. Like
what? Like, honestly, like, you make it seem like people are just gonna walk around in their like skivvies or nothing at all. Like, come on.
See, I've seen some absurd like outfits. Like, someone at my old school they wore a full-on like dinosaur costume, and it really shifted the attention of classes to like focus on him.
Okay, but are people allowed? Why were they wearing the dinosaur costume?
For attention, I guess.
But what was the reason? Was it Halloween? Was there something special going on?
No, there was no reason going on. He just wanted attention.
Was he allowed to wear it?
Yeah, but
okay, there you go. Did you spend your entire day staring at him?
No, I personally didn't.
Okay. And that's how it was. People were probably like, oh, that's kind of crazy and neat. And then they went about their day. Like, it didn't distract them from learning. It didn't ruin their whole day.
Most of my class personally just went and stared at him because he had a funky outfit, and everyone was just confused and laughing about it. Like, nobody, like teachers especially, they don't want that attention from their important class to be shifted.
Well, maybe teachers should learn to deal with that or incorporate it into the classroom to make the learning experience more interesting.
See, that's within the discipline of wearing a uniform. Everyone will stay focused within their class. They won't have any issues with teaching.
Yeah, and then they'll become brain dead, mindless zombies, which follow along with societal conventions. Oh, wait a minute. I guess by your system, you're just trying to prepare people for the office life, where everybody just walks around wearing a suit and tie all day and nobody gets to express their individuality at all. We can all just go to school, wear uniforms, then go get a job in some office, wear suits and ties and dress clothes for the rest of our life, and then die peacefully like good little drones for the government. Is that what you're promoting?
No, we're promoting the cleanliness and equality between every student, so no one mocks anyone's clothing or there's no absurd clothing, so the attention between classes isn't shifted. And there's a lot of absurd clothing that people would wear. Like, one example, the dinosaur costume, or Darth Vader costume. Like, any kind of absurd, like, that's not normal casual attire, I don't believe that's good for the environment.
Okay, but I don't think it's going to be... I do agree that you're going to have more of a distraction, but I think the benefits of the creativity that's going to come from people being able to express themselves, I think you're going to get some benefits of that. Like, think about it. I can remember in high school, there was a girl who walked around wearing a stinking coyote tail, right? There were people who walked around wearing Naruto headbands, right? People walked around wearing black trench coats and sunglasses like they just climbed out of the Matrix. Like, and it was pretty weird and pretty crazy, but guess what? It was interesting, and the environment was much more exciting, okay? And it was just awesome. Sorry, I had to respond to something. And it was awesome. But instead, you just want to take us to the dark ages of, oh, we're all just going to sit here and, oh, we're just going to have a grand old time just all looking the same. La, 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 la. Like, no, that's boring. You're proposing something boring. A boring future where everybody just does what they're told, okay? And just chills and is a total memer, okay? That's not exciting. Okay, that's boring, okay? You're proposing something boring, not interesting, which is something that I think people who want to crush freedom and crush individuality, right? That's what they want. That's what you're proposing.
But the choice with not, like, having a uniform, then a lot of people would have different thoughts about each other. They can judge whether or not, like, they are, like, a good person, or they are, like, they just assume they're different personalities, right? And that environment, I don't think that any school wants, like, everyone assuming or putting down people just because their clothes are not orderly. So, like I've been repeating a lot, like, it just sends a thought to the students that, oh, I'm wearing the same thing, I cannot disrespect them.
Wow. Okay. A60, you still here?
Yeah?
Alright, so we're gonna do closing arguments. Okay, and then we're gonna post the poll, and then we're gonna take a quick song break. So, Gavot, it is time for the closing arguments time of the show. You understand how that works? Basically, we each get a couple minutes to do closing arguments just to kind of sum up our points. Okay? Alright. So here we go, I guess. Somebody tell Skeppy I'm here, by the way. I was just running around feeding cows.
Yeah, I think he's not aware about what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
He messaged me like multiple times.
Yeah. He's like, hey, you're there, Matt. But here we go. Do you want to go first or second, Gavot?
I want to go second.
Alright, I'll go first then. Okay. I think I have summed up the points, guys. I think I have laid out the reasoning for why uniforms in a society where everybody wears uniforms is a bad one, okay? where schools will be boring, okay? Where having people be required to wear this same exact thing, everyone, you're not promoting uniqueness, you're not promoting individuality, you're just promoting boring, okay? You're promoting everybody go to school, and then everybody will go to work, everybody will live their life consuming and generating revenue for corporations, and then everybody will die, okay? And that sounds like the drone life. That sounds like the exact type of life that the government wants people to have, and I ain't about that life. I'm about people being free to express themselves, about not having their mentality constricted by society, okay? Society wants us all to conform, okay? And guess what? I don't think people should have to. I think people, instead of trying to lock in and hide and constrict all the things that make people unique, let's promote the things that make people unique. Let people wear what they want. Let people express themselves. Because guess what, everybody? We are different. We are unique. Stop trying to hide those uniqueness. Stop trying to hide those individual, those things that make us different. Let's embrace them. And that's why I think letting people wear whatever they want to school, they're embracing that versus trying to hide it. Because no matter how hard you try to hide it, you're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to cover up the fact that people are different. Okay? And that's pretty much the end of my argument.
Alright. Well, point. It creates a sense of equalness among any of the students. Everyone's expected to dress the same. That's true. But it can prevent someone being jealous of someone else's clothes. Like, no one will have any dissatisfaction with their clothes. They will not be jealous with anyone else's just because they have a better brand, a known brand, or anything. The cost of their shirt, they don't have to worry about that. And as such is continuing, there's no any bullying about anyone else's clothes. There's nothing about this guy's sense of clothes is not my types, therefore it's bad. There's nothing that involves any bullying with uniforms. And while creating this, everyone, it just feels equal to one another. There's no jealousy once again, and people save time. With uniforms, they don't have to decide. Even though if it shuts down that creativity, they have better things to do than spend time choosing all their clothes that they want to wear, and it just gives them a better space to focus on what they have to do, what they come to school for, all that. And basically, there's just a more respect for the school, so they can be known as a very responsible school, or something good, positive. And finally, basically, without all the attention, teachers can focus on teaching on what they need to do, so every kid can learn for the future, and that's my final argument.
Okay. My closing response statement to that is, people are not robots. Stop treating them like robots. Anyway, I'll end it on that note. Any one last sentence you want to say?
Not really, no.
Okay. Alright, guys. I think we're gonna end it on that note. This was a pretty good discussion. Let's get it. I'm gonna post the poll on Twitter at Saints of Games in reply to my tweet about the podcast starting. I'm gonna post it right now. So remember, guys, vote for who you think did the best job defending their argument, not who you like the most. And it'll be between Gavot, myself, and Ty, and what was the last option? Didn't tune in. All right, everybody, go to my Twitter at Saints of Games. Look at my latest tweet.
Meanwhile, we can put a song break, maybe?
Yep, and we will be right back after a quick song break. I just posted it. Go and look. Go look at it and go vote.
Martin Garrix, Dean Lewis, you to love.
Hi, everybody. We are back. How are you guys doing? Let's go ahead and check the poll. And it looks like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is decided. Bad Boy Halo. Let's go ahead and go through the results. So it looks like Ty had the lowest with 8%, followed by Gavot with 19%. Now it looks like pretty close between 36-37% for Bad Boy Halo and didn't tune in. So it looks like I win. So Gavot, I am amazed. You did really good defending your position. For a first debate, you got 19% of the vote. You got a large percentage of the vote. You did really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, compared to last time. Like, who was it?
Usually people's first debates, they don't
I'm
do
pretty
this
sure it
well.
was Azio Trot.
Yeah. You did really good, Gavot. Excellent job.
Thank you.
Anyway, excellent job. This was a fun debate. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be back here next week, either Tuesday or Thursday. I'll let you fatties know on Twitter, depending on it. We may be rescheduling the show to just once per week to keep it more manageable and on time, but we'll let you guys know. Gavot, anything you want to promote?
No, nothing really. I just wanted to say that enjoy bad streams because they're really fun to help out with.
Aw, thank you, Gavot. That's really nice. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys, you heard it from Gavot here. Anyway, guys, what's my real opinion on uniforms? Oh, they want to know my real opinion. Gavot, should we each give our real opinion?
Yeah, sure.
All right, you go first. What do you think?
Well, personally, I think they should have uniforms because it's just like clean, right? Everyone doesn't have there's no one that has better clothes than another. Like, I went really serious about this.
I see. Okay, well,
yeah,
I'm generally in the mindset of I understand the benefits of uniforms. I don't know. I would just be so annoyed and think it's so stupid just to be like, I like wearing clothing that's comfortable, and I feel like I wouldn't be able to wear comfortable clothing if I had to wear a uniform to school. So, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan, but I understand the benefits of why people like it. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Follow me on Twitter at Saints of Games, YouTube channel Bad Boy Halo. A60, you want to take us away?
Yeah, we're gonna have Cindy in like 3 minutes now. We are like a bit early, but that's okay. So Cindy's coming. We got Terry at 10 p.m. EST, and yeah, just tune in. Good music coming, and the podcast you can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Spotify, on the website onlyhit.us, the YouTube channel onlyhit. Yeah, you can follow us Facebook, Twitter, also onlyhit.us. Pretty much onlyhit.us everywhere. That's really simple. So thanks for listening, thanks for tuning in, and we're gonna have like one last song together. We're gonna have Lewis Capaldi with Someone You Love. That's right now on Only Hits, your favorite